Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Dorothea. I'm a crocheter behind Croby Patterns, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make these cute little baby sandals. So I would like to quickly mention that you can find this crochet pattern on my blog crobypatterns.com. You can find a PDF version of this pattern in one of my pattern shops, Etsy, Rarely, Patreon, and the pattern in PDF version is actually available with one additional size. So this one is 0 to 6 months that we are going to work on today, and the additional size available in the PDF pattern is 6 to 12 months. After that, I actually don't recommend toddlers wearing the crochet shoes simply because they are too slippery and we want to avoid all the accidents. So please keep them safe and use crochet baby shoes only when that is appropriate. So let's start. Let's start with what you're going to need for this project. The first thing is yarn. I choose some very happy and vibrant colors for this one. I've used beige for the sole, green for the upper part of the shoe, and a bright yellow color for the flower on top. Of course, feel free to play around with your favorite colors. Next, you'll need a crochet hook. I will be using 3.5mm crochet hook for this project. In addition to that, you will need a yarn needle and a pair of scissors. One last thing, especially helpful if you're a beginner, is a stitch marker. Now you can use the classic plastic ones that open and close easily. I've been using them for years and they work just fine, but if you have pets or small kids around while you crochet, it's safer to use yarn scraps in a different color to mark your stitches. Stitch markers are small and can easily end up where they shouldn't. So choose whatever works best for your lifestyle and keep your space safe and stress-free. Let's move on to the first part of the tutorial, sole. You are going to need 4 soles for your project, 2 soles for one shoe, and we are going to join 2 and 2 soles together with a round of slip stitches to create one firm sole. So you are going to, from 4 soles, from the tutorial for my sole that I am going to leave the link in the description box below, and I kindly ask you to follow that tutorial first and then come back, and I'm going to show you how to join 2 soles together. But before you finish the second sole, quickly come back and I'm going to show you how to join 2 soles together when the yarn is still going, so when the yarn is still attached to the sole, because that is the easiest way to attach 2 soles together. So you can go and follow the tutorial for the sole first, and then I'm going to show you how to join those 2 soles together. Alright, so we are going to now join 2 soles together. As you can see here, I finished this sole and I'm going to do 1 chain. Make sure that both nicer sides of the sole are faced out and the, let's say, not so nice sides are going to be facing in. Now take the sole with with the yarn that is not attached to the sole and just insert the hook. Make sure that your nicer side of the sole is facing out. Just insert the hook like this and make sure that you align that last stitch with the stitch here on the sole, like this. Oh, it's on the other side. And what we are going to do now, we are going to pull that loop through that sole. Make sure you are going through both loops, so the front and back loop from your last round. Pull the yarn through like this, and now your 2 soles are somehow attached. Alright, now we are going to follow the stitches all the way around, and we are going to work through both last rounds on both soles at the same time. So how we are going to do that, we are going to insert the hook into the stitch from that last row on our first sole, and then through the stitch from the sole below, like this. That's what you have right now, like this, and pull it through, and that is a slip stitch. Insert the hook inside the stitch, make sure you're not skipping any stitches, like this, and then pull the yarn through. You have 2 loops on your crochet hook, and just pull the yarn through. You don't do any yarn overs or anything different, you just pull the yarn through. Again, insert the hook into the stitch, insert the hook into the stitch. You have something like this, pull the yarn through and create a slip stitch. The easiest way is to mark your first stitch with a stitch marker. If you have small animals or small children, I advise you against using stitch markers like this ones because they are a choking hazard, but I would recommend you to use just yarn scraps in a contrasting color, and that works just great. Alright, now continue working all the way around and make sure that your stitches are not too tight, otherwise the sole is going to be a little bit twisted. But other than that, continue working on your stitches and come back once you finish your round. Alright, so you are going to end with 1 additional stitch here, just because you have slip stitch in every round of your sole, and with that also on the last round of your sole. Insert the hook under that first stitch of the round, grab the yarn tail, pull the yarn tail through like this. This yarn is splitting a little bit, so I have to be super careful, and pull it like this. And I don't know if you can notice, but this yarn is now going here under, and what we are going to do now is we are going to, same as here, because it's starting from this, let's say, little heart, middle of this heart, and going under this. Now the step we have to make is we have to take this yarn, and that yarn has to go here through the center. So I'm going to go through the stitch here under, take the yarn and pull it through like this, and once I have that, I am going to go with my hook under, you see, through the center like this. You cannot see the hook on the other side, but I'm going to grab the yarn here and I'm going to pull it inside like this. Like this. Alright, and once I have that, I'm going to take my scissors and cut the yarn end, and this is my sole. And you are going to knit 2 crochet baby soles for your shoes. Alright, now we are going to create the upper part of the shoe. It is super simple. You just work in rows, and you have to create 7 rows of single crochet stitches with a couple of decreases here at the back, and then we are going to join the front here, so on the toes, with just 2 slip stitches, and create this upper part of the shoe where we are going to later attach the flower. For this portion of the video, you are going to need some yarn in the contrast color. My contrast color here, number 1, is going to be green. So I'm going to create my upper part of the shoe in green color. So this is the part of the sole that is going to be facing down, and this is the part with the front and the back loop of the round of slip stitches we've made where we've joined both soles together. And if you look at this part, so this sole, you see the line of back bumps of our round made of slip stitches, the joining round. And this is going to be facing up, and when you have that, you are going to count 11 stitches, and I use 2 stitch markers, and those stitch markers are actually marking the beginning and the end of our 11 stitches on the front, so on the toes. One other thing is that the part where you were decreasing just for 2 stitches, so 2 half double crochet stitches, 2 half double crochet stitches, is on the back, and that is also the part where you had all your slip stitches where you were joining the round. And this here is the part where you were increasing with 6 half double crochet stitches, and that part is actually on the toes. So let's go back. Those are 11 stitches on your toes, and what we are going to do now is, so we are going to find the first front loop, which doesn't look as a front loop now, but this is actually a front loop of our last round of the sole, not the joining round made of slip stitches, but the last round on the sole. And let me show you again. You can see those are the front and the back loop from the sole, not from the slip stitches, but from the real sole. And we are going to use just one, so this one. And because it's easier, it's so much easier to insert your hook and go around this part here instead of using the back bumps of the round made of slip stitches. It's hard to pull those loops out, and it's super easy to use just those front loops on your sole. Our hook is in. Create a loop like this, insert the hook, pull the yarn through, and we are going to start with just a chain to secure our yarn. So chain 1, and as I usually do, I'm going to use that yarn tail and I'm going to take it with me as I create my stitches. And our first single crochet stitch is going to be made into that very same loop. So insert the hook, and because I'm going to take my yarn end with me, this is going to look like this. Grab the yarn on the other side and pull the yarn through like this, and now you have 1-2 loops on your crochet hook. Grab the yarn again and pull it through, and that is your first single crochet stitch. Let's continue and let me show you one more time. So insert the hook into that loop as you see here, and then taking the yarn end with you looks like this. Grab the yarn on this side and pull it through. You have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Grab the yarn and pull it through, and those are your first 2 single crochet stitches. What you are going to do now is you are going to create one row of single crochet stitches. So you're going to crochet 1 single crochet stitch all the way around, all the way up to here, your stitch marker, and then I'm going to show you how to lift the row to a proper height and how to continue with the row 2. This is the end of our first row. This is how it looks, and what we are going to do now is we are going to chain 1 like this, and then we are going to turn our row and start working 1 single crochet stitches all the way across. And what you're going to do now is you're going to finish this row and 1 more, and once you have that, come back and I will show you how to make row 4. So we are at the end of row 3. Now we are going to start with row 4, chain 1, turn your work and work 1 single crochet stitch into each of next 14 stitches. Once you have that, join the next 2 with a half double crochet 2 together stitch. So insert the hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, insert the hook into the stitch, grab the yarn. You have 3 loops on your crochet hook and pull the yarn through. Work 1 single crochet stitch into each of next 2 stitches. Continue with the decrease, so insert the hook, grab the yarn, pull it through, insert the hook, grab the yarn and pull it through. You have 3 loops on your crochet hook, grab the yarn and pull it through. Alright, and now we are going to work 1 single crochet stitch all the way to the end of the row. We are at the end of row 4. Now chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet stitch into each and every single stitch all the way across. So you are going to have to work 1 single crochet stitch into each of next 32 stitches. We are now at the end of row 5, and what we are going to do now is we are going to chain 1, work 1 single crochet into each of the next 13 stitches, and then we are going to create 1 decrease. So single crochet 2 together stitch, 2 single crochet stitches, single crochet 2 together stitch, and then finish the row with 13 single crochet stitches. After that, so the last row is pretty simple. That's why I'm not going to show you step by step, because we've made that same row a couple of times already, and this is a row of single crochet stitches. So you work 1 single crochet into each of every single stitch, and once you have that, I'm going to show you how to join this part here on the toes together and how to finish the front upper part. So the next step is joining both ends of the upper part of the shoe together with just a simple 2 slip stitches. And how we are going to do that is we are going to take our work, create 1 chain like this, and now we are going to take our crochet hook out, insert the hook into the very first stitch on this side. We are going to grab the yarn on this side and just pull it through like this. Now we connected both sides, and what we are going to do now is we are going to insert our hook into the next stitch here, insert the hook, and we are going to do the same thing on the opposite side like this. Oh no, it's not this one, it's this one, like this. So you can see we have our active loop, and then we have 2 stitches on our crochet hook. Make sure the stitches are nice and tight. Grab the yarn on the other side and pull it through all the stitches on your crochet hook. It can be a little bit challenging, but if you twist and turn your crochet hook a little bit around, it's super easy. We are going to repeat this step 1 more time, so we are going to insert the hook into the next stitch, and then the same on the other side. So active yarn, stitch, stitch, grab the yarn on the other side and just pull it through like this. Alright, now take the scissors, cut the yarn. Your yarn end doesn't need to be too long, and just grab the yarn and pull it through like this. And this is what you have so far, and you can see that now both ends are connected like this. The next step is hiding the yarn tail between the stitches, And after that, we are going to start working on the flower here on the front part. So the left and the right shoe are exactly the same. At this point, I have two, one for the left and one for the right leg. And what I am going to do now is I'm going to continue with the flower, and then I'm going to attach the flower here on the front side, so near the toes, and my shoes are going to be complete. So you are going to need two flowers, so one for each shoe. Yeah, and that is going to be our last step. One more thing, if you have a feeling that your opening here on the toes is just too big, what you can do is one of two things. So you can add one stitch here and one stitch here, and make the whole upper part of the shoe a little bit bigger, and that is going to close here the opening on the toes a little bit. And one other thing that you can do is also you can create one row of slip stitches that is going to go from this side to this side and make the whole front opening a little bit firmer, and it's going to hold the leg or the foot tighter inside the shoe, but make sure it's not too tight, because the baby has to be comfortable wearing the shoes. So let's continue with the flower. Now we are going to start with the beige yarn that is going to be center of our flower. I am holding the yarn tail like this. I'm wrapping the yarn around my two fingers, and then I press the yarn here on the where the cross is, and I'm grabbing the yarn here. Insert the hook, pull the yarn through, and then go and grab that yarn again and pull it through like this. Once you have that, start working on your stitches. It's very important that you are keeping your magic ring safe. Otherwise, when it starts unwrapping, it's better to start over. And now we are going to work 10 single crochet stitches inside that magic ring. So insert your hook into the magic ring like this, and grab the yarn on the other side like this. So you're working around the magic ring. Grab the yarn again and pull it through two active loops that you have on your crochet hook like this, and that is your first single crochet stitch. I'm going to use stitch marker here just because sometimes it's really hard to distinguish between the chain and your first stitch. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to mark my first stitch and work 9 more. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. I'm sorry for the noise, but you can sometimes hear the cars. All right, so then you grab the yarn tail and pull it very tight, and that is your closed magic ring. So you can see that this opening here in the center is almost non-existent. And now you can join the yarn, join the round with a slip stitch made into the very first stitch of that round. So insert the hook into the very first stitch, grab the yarn on the other side and pull it through. You have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Now pull that loop here through the one that you already have on your hook, and that is the base for your flower. We're gonna cut the yarn right now and pull the yarn through like this. So fasten off, and that is the center of your flower. Now comes the fun part. Take your contrasting color, I'm going to use yellow, and your 3.5 millimeter crochet hook and your center of the flower. And now you can use any of the single crochet stitches, any stitch you like, on the base, and start working on your second row or round. I'm going to insert my hook into this one, for the example, grab the yarn and pull it through like this. And now we are going to start working on the petals. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip 1, so we are going to skip this next one and insert the hook into the next one and create a slip stitch. So grab the yarn, pull it through, you have loop here and one here, and just pull it through again like this. Now we are going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3, like this. Find the next one, skip that one, and insert your hook into the next stitch like this. Again, 1, 2, 3, skip the next stitch, insert the hook into the next one, slip stitch. We have 3, 2 more, 1, 2, 3 chains, skips the stitch, insert the hook into that one like this, slip stitch, 3, 1, 2, 3 chains, and now we have 1, 2, and we are going to skip one and insert the hook into the next one like this. Okay, so what might have happened to me right now when I am counting stitches is that I accidentally counted this slip stitch as a stitch, but it's not a big mistake. You can do that, you can repeat my steps, or you can just skip 2 here, so slip stitch from the row below and regular stitch, which I believe I didn't. As you can see, if you don't skip 2 here, then what you would normally do is you would insert, so create your last slip stitch into that first stitch of the round, but in my case I finished into one before that. But it's fine, it's okay, because you will not see that later. Maybe that is even better. So what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to start with 1 single crochet stitch. So I finished this round and I will start with single crochet stitch made into the chain 3 space, single crochet, and you can mark that stitch here because it will be easier for you later. And then work 1 half double crochet stitch, which is yarn over, insert the hook, grab the yarn on the other side and pull it through. You have 1, 2, 3 loops on your crochet hook, grab the yarn on the other side and just pull it through. That's your half double crochet stitch. And now you are going to work 3 double crochet stitches. So wrap the yarn around your hook, insert the hook, grab the yarn on the other side, grab the yarn again and pull through first 2 loops like this, and then through 2 loops again, and that is your double crochet stitch. Yarn over, insert the hook, grab the yarn on the other side. You have 1, 2, 3. Pull the yarn through the first 2 and then pull the yarn through the 2 that has left on your crochet hook. Now 1 more double crochet stitch like this, and now we are going to start with half double crochet stitch and single crochet stitch, so the same as here at the beginning. Yarn over, insert the hook, grab the yarn on the other side. You have 1, 2, 3, and instead of going through 2 and 2, you just go through all of them, so all 3 of them like this. And we are going to finish this petal with single crochet stitch, which we are very familiar with by now. Alright, so this is the first one. Let's do the next one a little bit faster. Single crochet stitch, half double crochet stitch, first double crochet stitch, second double crochet stitch, third double crochet stitch, half double crochet stitch, and finished with a single crochet stitch like this. And it can be tight a little bit, and it can be tight sometimes, but just pull the stitches apart and create space for the new stitches. So I'm going to continue working on my petals, and you can come back once you have all of them. We are going to fasten off, hide the yarn tails between the stitches, and then we are going to attach the flower to the main part, so to the shoe, and then our shoe is going to be finished. We are going to finish the flower, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find my first stitch here, and I'm going to insert the hook into it and create a slip stitch. And this is how I am going to finish and actually cut the yarn now and fasten off. I'm going to pull the yarn through this and do this. Now, the next step is attaching the flower to the main part, like this. And we have to make sure that the flower is nicely secured to the main part. And we are going to do that with the beige yarn and just a couple of simple sewing stitches, and our shoe is going to be finished. Alright, that would be all for today. Thank you so much for watching and following my crochet pattern. It really means a lot. So if you would like to see more of my work, join me on Patreon. I have a free membership as well as a paid membership. And then also, if you don't want to miss any of my future videos and tutorials, please, you're more than welcome to subscribe to this channel. So that would be all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye!